And that's all I'm going to sing about that song. That song can get you into so much trouble. That's all I'm going to say. At the time when I was singing on top of my voice back in the days, I was like, yay, Secret Lovers. I did not understand, though. If you caught me singing that song, it's because I did not understand. It is Classic FM 97.3, and it is Venus Sessions. I'm here with Mrs. Toke Benson, Awoyinka, who is a special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on housing. We are having a total blast in the studio. You know, this conversation just has to stay on point. Let me ask you, now that you're in there, are there days where you don't want to do it? You're just like, okay, so I'm done.
So, Shala, I've gotten myself into so much. Like I said, I've been audacious about a lot of things I've done. I'm trying to sanitize this sector. I'm trying to regulate the sector. I'm trying to conform with global best practices. I want to visit Dubai, RERA, that's the Real Estate Regulatory Authority in Dubai, to see how it is done. There's RERA Singapore, there's RERA India, there's RERA all over the world, you know, where things are done in a certain way. And sometimes I wake up and I'm saying, Taluru is shit, you know, okay.
I like that.
How did you get yourself
here? Let's say it in
here?
English. Who sent me?
Who sent me? Who sent me? And then I say, now you can translate again.
Yes, I cannot come and go and kill
myself,
yes,
you know. So I would always think about it, and then all of a sudden I'm also thinking, I said, Mr. Governor, we have to do monthly tenancy in Lagos. I said, hey, really? How are we going to do it? I said, Mr. Governor, don't worry. We're going to do it. You just go and tell Lagos that we're going to do monthly tenancy. And then I got into it. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, I don't sleep. I say, oh, so how are we going to get the financing? Because Mr. Governor said, okay, you promised 5 billion. Go and find that money, Mr. Mawere, for Compale. We're going to get that money. It's a social investment program. We have to look out for the people of Lagos. Yeah. So most times I would say to myself, and I'm like, Toke, why did you have to go this far?
Why couldn't you just do?
Why couldn't you just do like every other person? You know, why do you have to? To me, it's not overdoing. It's giving back. You know, and like I said from the onset, I grew up in Lagos. Father from Lagos, mother from Lagos. I don't have anywhere else to go.
No, yeah, in Lagos.
So in this Lagos, we have to do it. We have to make these things work, and we have to show the rest of Nigeria that it can happen, and it will begin in Lagos. So every time we came up with a policy, the federal government is going to go. Abuja announces monthly tenancy. The Senate is promulgating the law on monthly tenancy.
So
we lead and they all follow. And I'm glad that we're leading. And we will continue.
I love that conversation. Let me ask you, does it mean? I mean, stepping out of work now, what does it mean for you, you know, to be like a woman? You know, I think a woman is like some sort of octopus with many hands and many tentacles and can reach it. What does that mean to you? You know, when you wake up and you're like, do you ever wake up? I mean, I don't wake up and say, I wish I was a man. No, I'm happy I'm a woman. What does it mean for you to say to yourself, I am a woman? And these are all the things that comes with being a woman.
So, Shala, when I see people like Hillary Clinton, I see Condoleezza Rice, I see the current VP, I see Michelle Obama, I'm glad that I'm a woman. I won't trade it for anything in the world. I wake up every morning knowing I'm a woman and I'm multitasking. And they say the husband is the head of the family. The woman is the neck of the head.
Yes, because
the head is not going anywhere without the neck. So I wake up with my own inspirations that, oh yes, I'm going to have to go and give back. Because the woman only thinks about how the home front is going to be good. And then combining it with what we're doing now, public service, there's a lot to do with the image. And there's some things that I think about and I'm like, okay, you cannot do it that way because some people look at you, it's going to affect this. I do a lot of socials, like, you know, and so I have my own social time, and being in public office hasn't taken anything away from me being a woman. I love being a woman. And in our cabinet, we have at least 10 women, 9 to 10 women.
Yes.
And I think if you ask Mr. Governor today, who are your performers? He's going to tell you my women are my performers.
Which was going to be my next question. I was going to ask you about do you think there's enough women inclusion? Because I'm all about inclusion, you know, women in all the places that, you know, when you sit at the table, it's all men, and then you have one or two, and who are allowed to say one or two things. What are you doing for women inclusion within your space, you know, your space as a mother, as a woman, as a friend, as a daughter, and also, you know, with the office as well?
So in my nucleus family, there's no distinction between the girl child and the boy child. And everybody must put in what they're supposed to do. So we've been faced with people arguing about that and that narrative about the girl child, and how Nigerian boys and Nigerian boys are growing up to be very spoiled men. And sometimes we say the women are the hardworking ones, the men just go for the deals.
Because the women, when we are raising children, a lot of people, I mean, it's a general conversation.
Yes.
It seems like we're only paying attention to the women.
girl child,
and no
yes.
one is telling the boys that this is.
He has a greater responsibility ahead in life.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly, and that's why we're saying the boys are growing up to be lazy men. And I don't mean lazy for everybody, but the perception and the notion that my wife must do this, my wife must do that. I only need to bring money home, and she must do this. The world is changing.
Mm-hmm.
If we can have a woman who had vied for president of America, then we should know that the world, and I can tell you the American society is a very conservative society.
Yes,
they
is.
fought against Hillary being president when we've had female prime ministers in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
So here, in my nuclear space, again at work, if you see my entire staff, I think we're more women than men.
That's good.
So people ask me,
Was that deliberate?
Was that deliberate? Even in our recruitment, when we have our ad hoc staff, we have more women than men. So the women are actually putting themselves out there. In the cabinet, we have at least 9 to 10 women, and that's like 33% already. And like I said, we have an SA Works, we have an SASDG, we have a Women Affairs, we have Agric, we have Education, we have the SSG is a woman, and Commerce is a woman, Tourism is a woman. What is left? Housing, there's a woman there. What do we have left? So in all the areas that you think are very important,
You're repping.
we're repping.
Definitely.
And I'm glad that we're not falling your hands.
No. You know, I'm a text or WhatsApp away. I'm quick to say, sis, I saw this. What are we doing about it?
Yes.
What are we doing about it?
And I always respond.
Yes.
I'm not far from my people. I'm not far from the people that I grew up with.
Yes.
And I'm not far from my nucleus alumni WhatsApp chat.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of them are listening to me now.
You know,
and they're going to take me up.
They're going to take you up for some of the things
yes.
that you've said. So, when you were talking, you talked about a woman is just as the girl child is just as important as the boy child. It reminds me of a song. It's a song. It's got nothing to do with what we're talking about. But every time I hear the song, I'm not talking about 70-30, not about 60-40. I'm talking about a 50-50.
Yeah.
We're talking about the 50-50 thing. This is going to lead us to our next song, which is a song again. When I heard this song, I figured my mom could be the woman in that song. It could be your mom too. They're like,
yes,
I like that music. I like the melody.
But I know you're not going to sing that
You're
song.
going to sing that song. But guess what? She did. And it became one of her biggest songs
Oh, yes.
ever. It's Better Right. And it's Tonight is the Night.